Hello, my very dear Libras. This is your reading for the week of April 27th, or when you hear it and when it resonates. Now, the first thing Spirit shows me when I'm starting to work with your energy is a barber pole. Now, what does that mean? If you're familiar with old barber shops or images of barber shops, very often they will still even have a representation of an old standard barber pole. And the barber pole was red and white because originally it was actually a sign of I believe a dentist, or no, it was a barber, but barbers in the old days also used to take out teeth and do things that were medical. So the red and the white was a representation of the blood cleaning, the cleansing, and the white was bandages and all of that stuff. But symbolically, spiritually, it also represents that loop of learning, that transformation, that going through cycles of learning and cycles of learning as part of transformation. And that's what they're showing me. And that's what I'm really feeling this is for you, is that it's showing me that you have got situations here that you are transforming out of. And this is the support to help you be able to allow yourself to go through this transformation without all of the back and forth questioning, wondering, worrying. Excuse me. Part of what this is about is it's your transformation from being Judge Judy to being on the high court or in the high courts. This is you now working more with a central energy so that you're not going back and forth. It's literally like you are now the tower of strength in the middle of these two weights that are representative of Libra. You are the strong one. You're not going from one scale to the other. You're in the middle. And what this pole tells me is that you have gone through cycles. You are going through cycles. And sometimes people go through big cycles, and often it's linked astrologically, but you seem to go through your cycles sometimes the same cycle a little bit again and again and again until you get to a point where it shoots back up to the top, which is in fact exactly the way it works energetically within our bodies. So what you're being told here, Libra, is this. If this is about a situation that you're going through right now, and you're in a situation where you're doubting your choices, what you're being told is check in to see whether or not you are considering yourself superior to someone unintentionally. Are you perhaps judging a situation based on your moral values or your expectations? Maybe, moral values isn't really specifically what I want to say because that's too specific. Could be one of them, but can you look at this and understand that just because you don't think it's the way it should be doesn't necessarily mean it is? Can you suspend having an opinion? And can you, in those moments where you feel yourself getting pulled into, well, they should know better, can you go into the energy of gratitude for what you do have, either in that situation or somewhere else? Because when you're in the energy of gratitude, you're getting out of your ego. It's really opening your heart, and it's opening a sense of having been given something, having received. So there's a certain quality of abundance, which is always an expansive energy. So can you go into gratitude? And I'm just going to put that up there in case you want to take a look at that. And do your best to have no opinion from your personality, knowing that there is another you when you're centered that you can access. Now, the other thing about this, there's something else. What is it? There was something, and now I'm just trying to, yes, okay. So the certainty and doubt, that is the one that puts you into a lot of struggle. What you have often believed is if you could just think enough, you could figure it out. But what that does is it puts you into a state of figuring, and that puts you in struggle. So what you're being told here is when you can walk away from a situation, even just mentally, an easier way usually presents itself. Can you choose to drop the struggle? Well, when we choose to give up insisting that we have to figure it out, analyze it, understand it in order to get the right answer, that's where you can back off. That's where you can say, you know what? I don't need to struggle because I'm okay with doubt because I know there is a higher me. And I can be grateful for that. And I can be grateful for the fact that the higher me is connected to and is part of divine essence. Why don't I lean into that? So think of it like this, Libra. Instead of, and I'm sure you know this feeling, when you're thinking, it's like everything is really loud in your head and it's full, but it's all up here. So can you, in that moment when you find yourself getting into that cycle, can you go, oh, I'm in that cycle. I am going to choose now. It's my choice. I have the power. I'm going to choose now to not go in that, because my mind is key to how I create my world. It's not just, it's like a cookie cutter. It's not just the shape of the cookie cutter. It's what you choose to put into it that is going to determine what you see around you and how you create your life and how you create your sense of well-being in yourself. Managing your mind and your emotions is key to you being able to maintain your own well-being, as well as to be able to make other decisions, because for you, that's part of it. Decisions can be just headaches. So now this is saying, no, that's the struggle way. Go into gratitude. Allow that to be the content of your mind, and allow the shape of your mind to change by saying this. This is what they're telling me right now. By saying this, I am choosing in this moment to give up the belief that struggling to figure this out is the best way. That is the change in the cookie cutter. Now the content is the gratitude. It is the knowing that there is a higher you. There is another you that is watching this. And it is possible for me in that neutral state to have no opinion. And if I'm looking at a situation or myself with no opinion, I get to see it clearly because my lens is not fogged up with prejudgment. Okay? Libra, I think this is really great because the sign of that pole and the representation of it spiritually in terms of transformation, new cycles, reinvention, this is all perfect for you because this is what you've been working on. And so now this is really some specific guidance on how to work with it. Libra, I love you. I'm going to leave you with that, and you take care.